Weeks passed since that dinner. The house was warm again, filled with the smell of ginger soup and laughter that goes softly in the evenings. This is one land had found their way back to each other. But both knew that healing wasn't a single moment. It was a quiet process, step by step, every day. Some mornings live with Venuses. One small garden band house, the planet Earth. She had a man let lemongrass and coriander. At first they barely spoke. The silence between them wasn't awkward anymore. It was gentle. One day, as Linnell beside row of basil plants, Mrs. What's that softly? Your hands remind me of my most. When I looked up surprised. Your mother, Emma. Wide-eyed, her eyes distant. She was strict. Always working. When I was young, I didn't understand her. I thought she loved her kitchen more than her children. Then smiled faintly. Maybe she loved her cooking, Mrs. Wall looked at her and said, maybe that's what I've been trying to do too. They both laughed quietly, a small but meaningful sound. But life had swept this, seeing Fred obese. One afternoon while Len was at work, the neighbor stopped at Mrs. whose house her name was Mrs. Pringle, woman who loved gossip more than gardening. I say, your daughter-in-law bank. Today she began, lowering your voice, is a sharing secret. She was a girl a lot about money. I hope everything is all right. This is. Wall froze. Money, what for? I don't know, Mrs. Praying frog. But she looked very serious. That's my remark. So casual and meaningless, planned it out once again. That evening when Lynn returned home, she found Mrs. while sitting at the table. The same place where their troubles had begun. Months before Lynn, Mrs. I said her dance. I heard you do money for. Is everything okay? Lynn added. Yes, I needed to move for something. What's something? That I hesitated. It's personal. But everything's fine, Mom. That were personal, hit Mrs. Wallace Stang. It reminded her of distance, of secrets. The silence grew between them again, quiet but heavy. That night, Ben came home from work to find both women's island. He's like exhausted. What's wrong now, Mrs.? Walk her off her arms. Ask your wife, she's the one keeping secrets, Mom. Please remember. Linda's eyes filled with frustration. Why does everything I do have to be questioned? Can you trust me, Mrs.? Why is your voice slightly? I didn't trust you, Lynn. But trust comes messy. I just want to know what's going on. Lynn, sit up fine. It's for a surprise. I didn't to tell you yet. Rinse it out. Fill it for a surprise. I didn't want to tell you yet. Words slipped out before she could stop them. Mrs. Wall blinked a surprise. Then added tears were brewing. I wonder if they, for all the help before. I was planning to fix the old roof. You've been worrying about. But I guess surprises don't belong in this house. Santa's messages. Pose face 7. Lynn, I'm sorry. Lynn turned away, wiping your tears. I know you care, Mom. But sometimes your care hurts, Mrs. Wall whispered, I know. The next day Lynn still went ahead with her plan. She secretly hired workers to repair the roof of Mrs. Who's home for 3 days? The hammering sound echoed through the neighborhood. Mrs. Wallace from her window as the men worked killed, playing heavily in her chest. When it was done, Lynn Carney over with it. I'm blown low this time, not filled with money. But a receipt? Here, she said softly. Now the house is safe. You don't owe me anything. We're even, Mrs. Walter with the paper, then Ellen. Her eyes well with tears. No, Lynn. We're not even. Are you my peace of mind? They both smiled faintly. Most goodbyes and seasons change. The ones spread relationship. Everything's trying, not perfect, but real. If you can't understand that love and family isn't pulled up cause and hurry. Build up the courage to stay even when things break. This is while starting training in her father's shop. Sometimes, she helped arrange bouquets and talk to customers. People often mistake them for mother and daughter by blood. They will laugh by their. What do you mean after I was in the shower? Then, said Mom, do you ever think about Dad? This is one out of slowly every day. He was quiet like you, kind. He had my patience, but I still forget it sometimes. Then smile. He must have loved you very much, Mrs. Wallop away, tears in her eyes. He did, but when he passed, I put all my love into men. Maybe too much. Then place your gentle hand on her shoulder. You didn't love too much. You just forgot that love has 3. This is. Boss smiled sadly. You're wise, my dear. You, their family, gather for that Lunar New Year. The house was filled with laughter. Bread and loaves, and the smell of bond shine steaming in the pot. Lynn and Ben's little daughter Bai was running around with a red ribbon in her hair. This is. Was that Wiley and Comer watching the Muttley? Well then, came over the deep. She said softly, you made this house home again. Then took her head. We held it then Mrs. Y handed her a small red envelope. Lynn hesitated, smiling. Not again, Mrs. Wallace. Don't worry, it's not money this time. Inside was a folded note. Let open it, and gasped. It was a deed transferring part of the property to Landon Men. Mom, I can't accept this. This is... Wash your head, you already did. It's yours. This is my way of saying thank you for teaching me that love isn't control. It's kindness. Tears rolled down Lynn's cheeks. She hugged her mother-in-law, Haley. That ain't the fireworks, flipped the sky. The fellas to the air outside. The colors reflected in their eyes, red, gold, white, shimmering like Oprah gum. Lynn looked at Mrs. Wow, who was smiling a little now? The old woman's wrinkles looked sober now. Test by piece. Men slipped his arm around her shoulders and whispered. You changed her, you know. Lynn smiled through her tears. Number. We changed together, and the years have followed. They would tell the story of the envelope. One that broke them apart, and the one that brought them back together. Neighbors often wondered why their home always smelled of flowers and soup. They didn't know that the sun wasn't just food. It was forgiveness. Because sometimes forgiveness doesn't come in rain. Sometimes it comes in small things. The shared meal, a man and a roof. A quiet garden at sunrise. And sometimes it comes in an envelope. Sealed not with money, but with love.